What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hasher Hub. It's about 10:30 a.m. January 12, 2018. We're coming to you with a brand new trading video. We're going to be going over Bitcoin, Dash, and Litecoin. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you're new to us, definitely go about doing that. Also, at the same time, we're starting to put these videos up on Steemit and also DTube. If you're not familiar with those, definitely look those up. We're definitely going to be putting our videos out on those platforms as well. Just a different presentation than what YouTube has. Also, another thing I'll mention is if you haven't taken a look at KuCoin, definitely take a look at KuCoin. The link is down below. It's a great trading platform that we're utilizing, and we think it holds great promise, especially considering now that a lot of people are locked out of their other trading platforms, in other words, other exchanges. That's not even considering the fact that there's tons of other bells and whistles, which I think make it super attractive. So definitely check that out. Link is down below. Another thing I want to mention here is that while we're going over trading videos here, more of a disclaimer type of thing, you need to look at the disclaimer down below. You know, this is only our opinion. Okay, this is not a solicitation to buy or sell anything at all. It's purely our opinion and what we do and how we go about it. Take it or leave it, however you see fit. You know, do your own homework before you make your trading decisions, etc., etc. So with that said, let's get right into it here. We're looking at Bitcoin. This is a 4-hour chart, Bitcoin on Bitstamp, and what I'm going to try to present between Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dash is some similarities between the trading between these three seemingly different coins, but they're all trading in a relative similar fashion. Okay, some of them are exhibiting this, not only this triangle, but also this bearish flag. So what I would have liked to have seen last night and even yesterday as well, that I would have liked to have seen some higher highs here. Okay, much higher highs. I would have liked to have seen a clean bounce off of this bottom line right here. Okay, because we have three scenarios here. We have this triangle, we have this bearish flag, and then we have also this protracted, this longer ABC correction, which this would be A, this would be B, and right here this would be C, which would bring us down to lower lows. Okay, much lower lows, maybe somewhere around this 9,000 level, which I've been talking about for quite some time. This is a possibility. It's a very big possibility. If that were the case, then this here, this last C leg here, would have 5 waves, and it's almost starting to look like it should be 5 wave-ish. And if that's the case, then this thing is going to come down, shooting down in a very fast fashion. Everyone is very scared, as it is. There's going to be some panic selling involved here, and then we're going to have this large ABC correction. We have ABC corrections in a lot of the crypto charts, so it's not a formation that cryptos are not, that cryptos don't take. It is a formation that cryptos take a lot. Cryptos tend to take longer, drawn out type corrections like these triangles here, or flags, because those take a longer time to go ahead and complete. So in other words, there has to be some true up with regards to time, and as fast as the cryptos go ahead and run up, they still need to true up with time. And the way they go about doing that is correcting in these triangle and flag formations, because those take longer than an ABC correction, which tends to be faster. So you can think of trading in space, meaning price, and also time. Okay, where the two of them really aren't related at all. They're completely independent. I'm not going to get all crazy on you with going in that direction of more philosophical type of reasons why things trade the way they trade, but that's the way in which we look at things. So there's a certain tempo to every single market, and that's the tempo of this market. If you look at, natural gas, contracts, it has that tempo. Heating oil contract, it has that tempo. The S&P 500 has its tempo, which is similar to like the Dow Jones, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the way you need to look at these things. You need to understand the tempo, same way as if you would have a metronome and you're playing like the piano, or you're playing like the cello or a violin. It's the same type of tempo that you need to get yourself attuned to. And Elliott wave analysis helps you get in tune with that tempo. So those are the three major ways we're looking at this right now. And I'd like to see more of a bounce here, okay, on lower volume. I want to see this volume really come down. I want to see more of a bounce on a lower volume to see it come up here. Once it starts coming up to these price levels right around here, around the 16,000 level, it's super crucial, because if the price continues to move on to E, doesn't even need to get to E, just needs to get higher than basically what would be C on the bearish flag. Okay, it just needs to get higher than that. And then if it were to come back down again, we then have a problem. Okay, because then we have a bearish flag that is in effect. And normally with bearish flags, the market just boom, it just comes down after that. Okay, what I'd like to see is possibly the triangle formation, the market to come back up here again. It'd be a small correction. It rarely ever makes it back down to the E. Okay, and then we kind of go ahead and we make our higher highs, and this thing starts climbing up from this point forward. That's the way in which we would like this to go ahead and play out, obviously, because we would like to see higher prices. The other alternates that I mentioned, like an ABC correction and also the bearish flag, have much longer time periods of correction until we then start seeing higher highs. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what's going on with Litecoin. And Litecoin, again, we're looking at a 4-hour chart. This is Poloniex data. And we see a similar formation here. We see the triangle. We see the bearish flag. Okay, very similar. It's trading in a very similar fashion. I'm not going to go through the whole ABC, DE, and the ABC counts, etc., because it's pretty much the same thing. It's nearly the same thing. Next thing, one of the things I do want to mention too here is that we do see a better bounce coming on Litecoin, which is something I'd like to see, like I said, on Bitcoin. The next thing I want to pull up is Dash. Now Dash, we're seeing, okay, Dash I wrote the ABC correction, okay. You don't see as much of a bearish flag, okay. So I didn't really draw it, in here because I don't really like the way it looks. It's not as clean. I can't really find any of the charts that make it look nice and clean. So I'm not really sure it's really in effect, which is kind of a good thing. So, one of the ways in which to trade one issue, or one coin, is by looking at the other coins, and you want to kind of see like a consensus. This market hasn't matured enough to where you have significant divergences between one coin and another, at least as far as the majors are concerned. So you want to look at more of a consensus of between the coins, and then you should get a general feel of which way the majority of the coins that are similar are going to go ahead and trade. Again, I'll say it again, the market is not mature enough to where different coins are going off on their own tangent. Okay? It hasn't happened yet. Will, but it hasn't happened yet. So similar fashion, we have an ABC correction that could possibly happen. We have the ABCDE as far as the triangle is concerned, and again, the bearish flag, I don't really see it just yet. So that could, be positive for the market overall. Now Dash, again, I don't really ever look at fundamentals, but Dash is something that fundamentally I tend to like a lot. I have a lot of hope for it, and there's a lot of promise. So I don't want to read into the chart too much by my fundamental understanding and hopes and dreams for the coin, for the platform, but that could possibly be a reason overall as to why maybe this thing is bouncing a little bit more. At the same time, I need to look at the opposite side of that and say, well, okay, maybe maybe the chart is viewing this overall bullish sentiment of Dash. If I feel this way about Dash, about the fundamentals, that a lot of other people probably also do. So then maybe looking at Dash and the fact that it has a clearer bounce off of this lower line here is maybe just a reflection of the sentiment from everybody being super bullish on Dash and its future with regards to the fundamentals. So maybe the other charts are correct. Okay, you see what I mean? You got to look at both sides of the coin. So let's also take a look at the algos. All right, so now we're looking at Bitcoin. This is 4 hour. So in other words, it's 4 hours. It's the same time interval as the other charts that we were looking at. So I drew this line here. This is the same wedge, not wedge, same triangle that is on the other on TradingView. Again, NeuroShell day trader, this power user software is really horrible for charting. It's an algo trading platform, which it's awesome at. So that's why I use both. But what are we looking at here? Okay, so this is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, okay, we have A, B, C. Okay, same type of thing. And you can see the algorithms, did a really great job of going ahead and really warning us that these things are approaching. So it's another kind of piece of the puzzle that we like to use. But what do we see here? We see that the trend strength indicator is still showing super bearish. However, we do start to see that the D trend is looking like it's starting to push up, right? We also do see that the MACD is starting to push up, and the sign indicator is starting to push up. These are all very good signs that the market may tend to move up. And eventually, obviously, the trend strength indicator will do the same thing too. Next up, let's take a look at Litecoin. Okay, so Litecoin, we have again, the line goes like this, it goes like this, as far as the triangle is concerned. Litecoin is a little different. Okay, Litecoin, as far as the algorithms are concerned, this is 4 hours. Again, we see that the trend strength indicator has ticked up. Okay, it did that quite some time ago. Okay, a few bars ago, it started ticking up. That's a good sign, very good sign. Another thing too is that if we read into it, the trend indicator may have hit a bottom here and it's starting to kind of come back up again. MACD, similar fashion, and the same thing with the sign indicator. Okay, you want to see these types of things, these confluence of indications coming together at the same time gives you a higher probability that things are going in that direction. So that's what's going on with Litecoin. And let's take a look at Dash. So Dash, similar situation here, okay? But Dash, we actually had it come up a few bars ago, okay? Then it came back down again, and now it's going back up again. Okay, so Dash, like I said before, Dash looks like it's doing a better bounce off that bottom line, that bottom triangle line, than the others are, and we can see that right here. Okay, we can see much more of that bullish sentiment coming off of that springing bullish sentiment coming off that bottom line, much more so here with regards to Dash. And again, the sign indicator is also coming up too. So they're all kind of like on the same wavelength, literally, as far as the sine wave indicator is concerned. And that's kind of a good thing. You want to see that. A 4-hour wave is a pretty strong wave overall. I mean, it's not as strong as like a week long wave, but still it's a pretty strong wave. So overall, this is the way in which we're looking at the market right now. We're framing out the market right now. We're really trying to keep in two major things into mind. Is this an ABC correction? And we're going to know shortly here soon, okay? Or is this thing going to go ahead and shoot up, and then if it shoots up, is it going to shoot up to where this thing becomes a bearish flag, or it is actually a triangle? Okay, so these are the things that we're really looking at right now. Okay, so keep everything in mind as best as you possibly can, and try to take this framework and overlay it on other coins too. and you'll find that it works a lot, especially for the majors. So with that said, we're going to leave it there. Definitely, again, guys, take a look at KuCoin, take a look at DTube. We're starting up that channel right now, and also at Steemit as well. Let us know if you have any questions, and happy trading.